Buckeye Nation, what's going on? Welcome into another video with Rob and I. Today we're going to be discussing what the depth chart's going to be looking like for the 2025 Buckeyes. Obviously, we lose a ton of starters off of the national championship squad that rose to the occasion down in Atlanta and throughout the playoffs. And we're going to just go through kind of position by position what to expect from each player, who's going to be filling in these roles for these 2025 Buckeyes. So first and foremost, obviously, you start with the quarterback, Rob. It looks like kind of a two-man race, but really a one-man race at this point, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I know they have Lincoln Keyholtz in there, but I guarantee you, once he gets a realistic picture on where he's at after the spring showing or whatever, I think he's going to transfer, and so it's going to be a two-man race. It's going to be Julian Sayin against Tavion St. Clair, of course.
Yeah.
Tavion St. Clair is going to push Julian Sayin all the way to the end. It will be good for Julian Sayin, but I think Sayin's going to be the heir apparent to Will Howard, who had a exceeded expectations and helped
Oh, yeah.
Ohio State win the national championship. So, and from what I've heard from like Denzel Burke and other players secondary, that Julian Sayin is the real deal. And I remember he was originally committed to Alabama. He transferred once Nick Saban retired. Bill O'Brien was named the offensive coordinator. He followed him. But even though Bill O'Brien took the Boston College job, Julian Sayin decided to stay. So
Sure.
he's gonna. I mean, and I think he won Elite 11. Normally, those who win Elite 11, they end up being really productive and phenomenal in college. So expecting big things from Julian Sayin.
Yeah, I'm excited what we're going to see from him, too. I think Tavion St. Clair is the truth, but there's just no way he's going to be starting this year. Julian Stain has a year in the program now at this point, year and a half. He's got the leg up over Tavion, and he seems like a baller for sure. So I'm excited to see what these 2 5-stars go at it, and Tavion will probably have to wait his turn, but Julian, he's going to be QB1 for the Buckeyes
Yeah.
as they take on the Texas
Yeah.
Longhorns in August.
And a real good thing I've heard, and it's just like this is a big deal because I don't know the last time Ohio State has actually no, I think Justin Fields. I mean, do you think CJ Stroud had a really strong arm? Would you say he was more accuracy than like that heater fastball getting through that tight
I'd
window?
say he's more accurate. I mean, he didn't have a weak arm by any means. He could throw the ball a long ways, and
Yeah,
he's definitely proven that in the NFL. But I
that's what
mean,
I'm hearing.
I would say Stroud's the whole package, but accuracy is more of
Yeah.
his forte.
I would say that they're saying Julian Sayin has the strongest arm that they've seen.
He
He
has
could
the
be one.
cannon.
He can be one of the Buckeye greats in terms of quarterbacks.
I'm excited to see what he's got, man. But transition over to running back, we bring in a transfer, obviously C.J. Donaldson from West Virginia, and his 2,000 plus yards so far at the collegiate level. Excited for him. He's got the power and the speed, and then of course James Peoples coming back. I think we're gonna have another two-headed monster, just like we had this last year with Quinshon and Travion.
Yeah, I'm glad they brought in C.J. Donaldson because you're losing Quinshon Judkins and
Yeah,
Travion Henderson. A lot of experience. C.J. Donaldson comes from West Virginia. For the 22, 23, and 24 season, he accumulated 2,266 yards, 30 touchdowns. He can also catch passes
yeah,
out of the backfield if needed. Also, you have James Peoples. So this is what Carlos Lachlan said about James Peoples. I mean, he had this long quote analysis, but I'm going to say it in short because this is like
sure.
to the point. Everything you want in a back, he has. Speed, agility, that cut, that acceleration, just vision, being able to read the field right.
Yeah, I've heard some really good things about James Peoples. Like he's got the J.K. Dobbins comparison. Like he's really explosive. He's a bowling ball, a truck through you. He's just a complete package at running back. And so to have Donaldson back there and James Peoples, man, it's really encouraging for what they could be. Obviously, you're losing a ton of production with Henderson and Judkins, but I think you're going to see a lot of not too big of a drop off, is what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say.
We have two talented freshmen coming in who are also big
Yeah.
sought out running backs. You have
Ooh, yeah, we
Bo
do.
Jackson, who was being sought out by, I mean, it pretty much came down to the finish line with
Yeah.
Georgia coming in second place.
Yeah.
And then you have Anthony Turbo Rogers, who was originally committed to Alabama, and Lachlan went into Alabama's backyard and took him. So that was a big get. So I expect them to be in the rotation, but out of both of them, I've heard a lot of good things about Bo Jackson. He could be getting some significant playing time this season.
He looks like a freak.
Yeah,
He looks like a super athlete.
definitely.
Then over at the tight end position, man, this is the often overlooked position in the Ohio State offense. Max Clare comes in transferring from Purdue, and he's supposed to be a stud. I guess I didn't really read too much about him because the tight end is not that sexy to me, and Ohio State doesn't use tight ends all that frequently. But is this a year we finally use a tight end? Because Max Clare is not coming here for nothing. The top tight end in the country is not coming here just to block. I wouldn't think.
Yeah, Keenan Bailey, the tight end coach, he's trying to build the best tight end room in the country, and I mean this is referred to, the 2025 tight end room for Ohio State is being referred to as considered one of the best in college football. I mean, like, again, Max Clare, he was the top tight end in the transfer portal from Purdue. He had 51 receptions, 685 yards, 4 touchdowns. He also, I mean, he also has that breakaway speed.
He's quick.
Dude, I'm trying to pull up some film on him, but you also have was it Will Carmack?
Kasmerick, yeah.
Yeah, Kasmerick. He's returning contributor. Bennett Christian, Jelani Thurman. So you have a ton of weapons at tight ends. It's about time, because Ohio State's they haven't seen like a really great tight end since what's his face? He got drafted by the Jets.
Oh, geez. I know. I can't think of his name either. I'm totally blanking on it right now.
Yeah, but he was a big part of. He had that one-handed catch against
Jeremy Ruckert.
Yeah, Jeremy Ruckert, dude. He was the last 5-star tight end. That he was the last like great tight end that Ryan Day had.
It's true.
I mean, he also had Cade Stover, but he was a bull, but he wasn't really that fast.
Right.
I mean, Max Clare, he has that breakaway speed. I mean, you miss a tackle on him, and he's gone. So
yeah, he's the whole package at tight end. Excited to see what the position is going to produce this year with him as the starting tight end. And then, man, a position group that's basically blown up. 4 new starters on the offensive line. My goodness gracious. They were one of the catalysts for us winning the national title last year. Just coming together and gelling with all the injuries that we had last year. They pulled together, but we got a bunch of new starters coming on the O-line, bunch of new transfers. The Rice transfer on Inari, and some other players that are going to step up. Hinsman, I think, the only returning starter, even though he wasn't technically a starter last year.
I mean, you also, here's the projections that I've seen. Philip Daniels, Minnesota transfer. Ethan Oniwa.
Yeah, that's hard to say.
Rice transfer. Guards Luke Montgomery and Tegra Shabola, and center Carson Hinsman. Now we see what Luke Montgomery can do. I mean, we were waiting pretty much all season, like, please start him. And we saw in the Tennessee game that he freaking depleted a defender.
Yeah.
Carson Hinsman's not bad, but I'm glad that they brought in some production, some starters from other programs to be contributors. So we'll see how that happens. I mean, here's the thing. They have a new offensive line coach. We'll see.
Offense.
We'll see how great he is the first 2 years, especially in terms of recruiting, man. I mean, I'm sorry, good for Justin Fry bringing it all together at the right moment, but he wasn't the right college coach. In college, you have to love to you gotta love to recruit, man. And
Yes.
he couldn't do it. Now, can he take low stars and develop? It looked like he could. Can he put them in the right position to succeed? It does. So hopefully Tyler Bone can do both. And another thing to point out is he I mean, he left Virginia Tech as offensive coordinator to be the offensive line coach at Ohio State. So,
Yeah.
and he also has some NFL experience.
Yep. Yep. So interesting position, man. Those trenches are hugely important. So
Yeah.
then on the flip side, man, my goodness gracious, the defensive line, four
Wait.
whole new starters, completely.
We can't forget this position, dude. I can't believe like the wide receiver room, man.
Oh yeah, how are we forgetting about the wide
We
receiver
can't
group?
like, dude.
Only the best position group in the Buckeyes.
I mean, what's in the nation, dude? So, wide receiver, we have Jeremiah Smith. We saw how he was unleashed at the right moment in the playoffs. Like, why couldn't we do this sooner? 76 receptions, 1,315 yards, and 50 touchdowns. He's going to be the clear wide receiver one, and it's going to be scary because this dude's only a sophomore. Carnell Tate. Now, I know he was wide receiver 3. But he's gonna be 2. And even at wide receiver 3, he had 52 receptions, 733 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Now,
yeah, he's productive.
How you know that Brian Hartline is a real deal, and these players are going to be phenomenal. I mean, we all heard the rumors. They said, hey, other schools came and said, hey, if we give you $1 to $5 million, will you enter the transfer portal? I mean,
they're trying.
They could be like Carnell Tate could be a wide receiver one anywhere, but due to Brian Hartline and the amount of receivers that he's produced go to the NFL, we're getting like pretty much all our wide receivers are wide receiver ones. They could be wide receiver ones anywhere in the country.
Yeah, they're high 4 stars or 5 stars coming into Ohio State, and they only get better from there.
But a freshman to look out for, Quincy Porter.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And you also have Mylan Graham.
I'm really excited to see what Mylan Graham's role is. I thought he might have a role this past season, but there's a logjam at the top of the depth chart there, and I wonder if he's going to get his opportunity to shine this year because Bryson Rogers is still there too, a young guy who is a highly coveted recruit as well. So who's going to be that wide receiver 4 for the Buckeyes? I wonder.
I mean, it could be Bryson. Like, dude, this room is so stacked that you don't even know, man. All we do know for sure is that Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. Oh yeah, how could we forget about Brandon Innes, dude?
Yeah, Brandon Innes is the man.
Freaking Brandon, man! I knew I was forgetting someone
on
that
he's
card.
Definitely wide receiver 3. I would say this year.
That. I would say Porter and Graham are gonna get in there.
Okay, they'll get in the mix. They'll get in the shuffle. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, man. So much could be said about this wide receiver room. It's just a ridiculously talented and overstocked room, and he continues to fill the cupboards there. Then switching back to the D-line and the defensive side of the ball, my goodness, man, 4 new starters there. My gosh, dude. As we see Jack Sawyer, JTT, Tyleik Williams, and Ty Hamilton all move on to the next level, and they'll get drafted here in a couple weeks. But that means we got 4 new starters to replace. And so, my goodness, who are those 4 starters going to be, my dude?
We have at tackle, Caden McDonald and Edric Houston. Now, we saw them get playing time during the college football playoffs, especially Edric Houston. That dude is going to be a monster this season. Now, he was originally recruited as an edge player, but he's moving the inside, man. He's too big, too physical. Like he's gonna I think he's gonna have a productive season. Defensive end, we have Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson.
Yeah,
also saw them during the playoffs, especially Kenyatta Jackson. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be phenomenal. He's going to have a breakout season. But we have a surprise position move at the edge. So Larry Johnson announced during the week that C.J. Hicks will move to the edge position, and he will be working on being a 3-down player. Again, he's going to be moving to edge on four down front. So I mean, CJ, they got to. I'm sorry, but they have not used him right in a Jim Knowles defense. The
Yeah.
jack position completely worthless. We saw what the jack position did for Jack Sawyer, and we saw what it did for CJ Hicks. Absolutely nothing. I mean, I think we have
No
a potential,
production.
Micah Parsons situation or an Abdul Carter situation. Now, Abdul Carter from Penn State, he was originally a linebacker. They moved him to the edge position as primarily a rusher, and he's about to be a top 3 pick in the NFL. So, I mean,
Mhm.
we've seen what CJ Hicks can do in the spring game. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a freak athlete. His vertical, his speed, his strength. I just think like, and we've also seen him play at the linebacker position. I don't think he's a linebacker. He can't read the plays. He doesn't have that
Nope.
instinct. He's not disciplined. So I'm expecting good things from CJ Hicks, or else I mean this is the last shot, man.
Well, it seems like it's an opportunity to revamp his career and revitalize and put some juice back into his career because he's big enough to play the edge position. And I'm excited for what he can potentially produce in probably a backup role there because I think Curry and Jackson are pretty locked down as the top 2 edge rushers. But maybe Hicks is a surprise and maybe he'll displace one of them. Who knows?
Yeah. All right, linebacker. So we have returning starter Sonny Styles. He had a really productive
Yeah,
season.
buddy.
He'll be, I think, dude. I think besides Caleb Downs, he'll be the heart and that soul of the
Oh, for sure.
Buckeye defense. He's also being talked
He's
about being the recipient of the Block O number.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be the Blocko player and a captain next year.
Oh yeah, definitely. You also have Arvel Reese. He got
Mm-hmm.
some significant playing time. He looked really solid. I mean, another thing to know, I mean, he surpassed CJ Hicks on the depth chart, so
Oh,
that just
yeah.
shows you the talent level that Arvel Reese is at. Also, a player to look out for: 5-star incoming freshman out of Texas,
Yeah.
Riley Pettijohn.
Pettijohn, yep.
Yeah, Pettijohn. So 5-star linebacker out of Texas.
Highly coveted.
Highly coveted recruit. James Laurinaitis really went after him. Got a home run with him. So he'll be in the rotation as well. I'm expecting him to get some playing time.
Yeah, it's a good group, man. There's some quality returning there in recent styles, and then of course some young blood to fill the gaps in years to come. I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah. All
Then
right.
probably besides wide receiver, our best position group is probably the secondary, man. We got a lot of returning production in the secondary. Talk about that a little bit.
So cornerbacks. I mean, dude, I'm sorry. I kind of wasn't excited for this, but
I remember saying
yeah,
that.
I wasn't excited about this, but experience is experience.
Yeah,
Davison Igbinosun. Now, I
we got
think
some
he's
things cleaned up.
unless something changes, because he was the most penalized cornerback in all of college football. I mean, he would get picked on, cost us like a lot of first downs, a lot of
Sure.
yards and penalties. He needs to learn they need to teach him like technique. I don't know if it's Tim
He's very
Walton or it's
grabby.
just David. He's very grabby. I mean, he needs to learn how to look back and locate the
Yeah,
ball, not like he's
yeah,
costing Ohio State a lot. I mean, it could be like third and 7. They pick on him. It's a first down due to pass
sure.
interference. I mean, that was also the Texas game, man. I mean,
Mm.
it ended up being first and goal like 3 times because of him.
First and goal from the one. Yeah, you couldn't get any closer.
Yeah. But, you also have Jermaine Matthews. Now, Jermaine Matthews, that's a solid starter right there.
He's be locked down.
Yeah, he's gonna be locked on corner as a freshman. He was the most top graded cornerback. Well, graded freshman as a cornerback.
Wow, really?
Like yeah,
Okay.
like what I saw his sophomore season. So
You
I
saw
think
the
he's
field a
gonna.
lot, man, and hopefully you can continue to improve and continue to shut down inside of the field as
Yeah,
a starter.
I don't know why Lorenzo Styles is on this. I didn't like what I saw from him. It seemed like
Me
whenever he
either, not
got
so much.
It seems like whenever he got in, he gave up a lot. It seemed like he always had to try to catch up rather than being that lockdown corner.
Yeah, he wasn't deflecting a lot of passes, was
Yeah,
he? He was
seemed
just
like he
making
was
tackles.
seemed like he was trying to make up ground when he got beat, especially
Yeah,
like the crossing routes, man. Like
yeah.
he just, but
I'm with you.
players to keep an eye on. Aaron Scott, he could take Lorenzo Styles'
I'm
place,
excited for him.
and also Devin Sanchez, 5-star out of Texas, #1 cornerback in the 2025
Yeah.
recruiting class. He is known as the Jeremiah Smith of cornerbacks. So apparently he's going to be the real deal. I'm expecting a good amount of playing. He could legitimately be a starter if Lorenzo Styles doesn't work out. I could see him
Wow.
and Scott.
There's a lot of high praise for him. I think Scott is a real baller though too, out of
Yeah.
Cleveland Glenville. I think if anybody's gonna take the position, it could be Scott. But you might be right. We'll see
You
how
also
things
can't forget
progress
about
throughout the season.
Bryce West.
Oh yeah, Bryce West, the two Cleveland guys. Yeah, they're nasty.
Yeah.
They're nasty. So there's a lot of good things to look forward to, man. Obviously, we got Texas with the opener. Um, my
Sa-
goodness gracious, man! A lot of new players, a lot of new faces on this
Safeties,
team.
man.
What's that?
We got to do safeties.
Yep, true.
All right, safeties. Caleb Downs. Now, we already know what Caleb Downs is. He's going to be the best. He's going to be the best corner, the best safety in all of college football, possibly the best defender in all of college football.
Probably unanimous All American.
Yeah, I think, dude. So, word was that if Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs were eligible for the draft, they go number 1 and 2 overall. Like Caleb Downs is that good. I mean, just the instinct to be able to sniff out the play, man. I mean, like it seems like he's gone and he knows exactly where the ball is going to be before,
He
like right after
diagnoses
it's
plays really
snapped.
well.
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. Just the speed and being able to close in on the ball, the play, being able to read it. I've never seen anything like that before.
He's very intelligent and he knows exactly where to be. He knows how to diagnose plays very well and track down the ball. He knows that he sees the ball and he goes and gets the ball and he usually disrupts things along the way. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You also
I can't
have
believe we have him for another year.
Yeah. You also have Malik Hartford, and who's it? Jalen McLean.
Yeah, McLean. Yep, that'll
Yeah,
be an interesting
I'm
battle.
hearing good things about McLean. That
I would probably
he
take
has the
him
potential
over
to be
Hartford.
balling.
I haven't been too impressed with
Yeah,
Hartford thus far.
but player to keep an eye on, incoming freshman Fahim Deline.
Hmm.
So, I mean, Walden Guerrieri, they saw something in him. They went after him. There were a lot of other, lockdown safeties in that draft.
Yeah.
But I mean, they know what they're doing, so I trust that they got him.
Yeah, man. A lot of talent back there in the back seven. I'm really excited for this defense and what they can be this next year. Another top 10 unit I'm expecting, although they're replacing a lot of production. They do get a lot of their superstar high end talent back. So I'm
But
excited to see what we're going to see.
Ohio State doesn't rebuild, man. They reload, dude. They recruit
Yep,
way too
that's what they
well,
do.
and their coaching staff. I think it's going to be another great coaching staff.
I'm excited for things to come. I don't know what the spring showcase is going to look like at all, but that's another video for another day talking about that. But a lot of talent
Yeah,
coming back,
definitely.
man. A lot of gaps to fill, but these Buckeyes are going to do it well, and I'm excited to see what these reloaded Buckeyes look like in the spring showcase. So, yeah, man. But that's it for tonight. But go Bucks and God bless. We'll see you on the next one.
OH.
IO.